Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about anxiety being another word for fear. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a little bit of diving yesterday when this analogy just kind of came to me, right? And I put it in the search engine. I love YouTube. I would much rather get my information from YouTube than Google, even though I use Google. I know YouTube has more organic natural beings using that platform like me and others who are just more natural with their information and more organic. So I like going through YouTube. But I went through YouTube and I saw that they didn't have anything touching base on this subject. It was either the difference between fear and stress, or just like different variables and pointing to the brain and all this other weird shit. But yeah, I know me over here, we look at everything from a spiritual standpoint first. We're spiritual beings having human experience. So when you think about fear, right, and it's used as a tool and a tactic, and it's used against you as well. When you go to these matrix facilities, they cannot diagnose you with anything for fear, because fear is a natural element of being a spiritual being. And I take everything on a spectrum, percentage scale. So when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, your fear is way up here, you know, like 98%. Some people's may be. But for the most part, in the bulk, the unknown can be fearful. So it's always a small percentage attached to the unknown. So whether it's a 10%, 5%, but you have to look at the variations on a percentage scale. They cannot diagnose us or give us their opioids just based off of our fear. So they have to do what we know is they have to create another spell. Words are spells, spells are real. Which is why I don't mind people coming to my channel and telling me I need to calm the fuck down or stop fucking cursing so much. Shit, fuck ass bitch. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, because all of these words is not the ones that people hurt themselves over. So if the language is an issue for you, there are other great channels where people are more concerned about those kinds of words. I'm more so concerned with making sure that we're getting to the root of the issue, okay? So when we know that they're leading with every tactic of fear, whether it's from you know, feeling like you got to get up and brush your teeth with their toxics and shit that they got, or put their body wash on that they got in there, all their chemicals and shit in there, or, you know what I'm saying, whether you leaving out the house and you fearful that you might get into it. All of these things are fear tactics, but they cannot diagnose you and monetize you with just fear alone. So they had to create another spell and another word in order to diagnose your fear, which is natural. Anxiety is like, you can look at fear on a percentage scale, right? Like I was saying earlier. So when you look at anxiety is like fear on steroids. You know how I said it's from, you know, we can use 0 to 100. That's your average scale base. But when you equate your anxiety in there, your anxiety is like pushing your shit off of the Richter scale. You know what I'm saying? You fearful that, oh shit, I might lose my job or something, which they would call anxiety. You fearful you might lose your house, or, you know, you might not have the funds. They call that anxiety. You know, they got a lot of things that they call anxiety, and they got everybody calling this shit anxiety when it's really just fear. It's really just fear, which we all naturally have within us. It's part of our biological makeup already anyways. You know, you'll see babies come into this world on a high percentage scale with like, or a lower percentage scale of fear, but there's always still some fear in there. Nobody's just like completely, absolutely fearless to 0%. That's not how it works. Even the most bravest people and strongest people is gonna have a little bit of fear in there. They just know how to overcome it. They know that it's just their sensories, and it's kind of like a spiritual obstacle that you have to get through. So they cannot give you opioids for fear. But if you go to them because you're in so much fear, they'll tell you have anxiety. And now they can give you all their artificial fucking souped up opioid drugs that they have. You know what I'm saying? So I was just diving in and thinking about that shit, because I knew for me, like, even my anxiety and my past with, like, when I separated with my BM at the time, it was like I could have said it was anxiety, but it was more fear, because my life was changing. It wasn't on a higher percentage scale, but I was already on probation. I was taking my fucking BM to court, so I'm the one that's pushing the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I got financial shit that was wrinkled, so I had to refix that. You know what I'm saying? I had things going on with my fucking vehicle, and that which was going to apply pressure to make sure that I was not going to see my daughter until I got that shit fixed. It was a lot of things that had me thinking that, okay, this could be anxiety, but it was more so of a fear tactic that the system uses. And then since my co-partner that I fucking signed up with is part of that team as well, they're helping push the agenda, just a closer version to me. So I have the system pushing this huge thing of fear, but then I have a counterpart who I allowed near me and with me that was promoting their agenda even more. You know what I'm saying? So really your anxiety is just your fears. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand that and you start working and aligning your chakras within, you're going to realize that they have no choice but to go together. When you remove your anxiety, you feel a lot more braver and freer. That's because you're moving that shit that is making you feel scared. You know what I'm saying? So fear is something that is a process that you constantly have to work through. You know what I'm saying? For me, at this point in my journey, my fears are very minimum. Once you've experienced so much of going without this, having all of this, having all of that, losing this and losing that, and you start becoming more spiritually connected, you realize that none of this 3D shit really means anything. You know, it's all it means for you to experience life down here and to help you if you're using it in the right manner. But stop saying you have anxiety. Just say you're fearful. Stop saying you have anxiety and just say you're fearful. There's nothing wrong with being fearful. The thing is, what we all have fucked up is they have everybody in a place thinking that they have to lead. It's okay being fearful. If it's okay knowing that you never was a leader, like that shit is okay. Because who is going to lead if there's nobody to follow? There's power in being a great follower. Every position is required. Like, I play sports, the water people counted, the trainers counted. Even the people who didn't play during the game time, they helped practice, so even their positions counted. You know what I'm saying? So let's replace the anxiety with fear. Let's just take it back to its natural roots. All right? Because the more you allow this GMO shit to fly around, they're gonna keep putting opioids on you. Your system is not going to be able to build itself and fight off anything the way it's supposed to, because you keep putting their shit in your body. We already doing it with the food and with the water. So the least we could do is minimize the direct shoot that they give us with their fucking drugs. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand people have to take them because of certain precautions or whatever, which is understandable. But you don't have to take shit for anxiety. That's just fair. And you just have to figure out how to get your inner space more at peace and learn how to be able to sit in a quiet space and understand that if it's not quiet and you created a space that's quiet, that means you still have other beings attached to you spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace to the kings and queens.